Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I want to share with you a strategy that actually got me profitable when I became an intermediate trader. Okay, as a beginner trader, we were learning a lot of things back then. Okay, so many type of strategies were just flying about, you understand, and we were trying them out. Some were working for us, some were not working, but the one that actually got me into the profits, the strategy that made me become a profitable trader when I was an intermediate trader. Right now I use different strategies that are very, very powerful and very solid. Okay, I don't use that strategy alone, but that strategy, I pay respect to it anytime, any day, because that's the strategy that actually made me profitable. Okay, that's the particular strategy, and that strategy is supply and demand. Okay, if you can master supply and demand, I'm telling you, you have solved like half of your problem. Even more than half, more than 50% of your problem is already solved if you can master supply and demand. There are rules to it. When I started out, I thought, anywhere I see aggressive move, that's where there is a supply zone. I'll just place, pending order there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it does not work, but there are rules to it. It was when I mastered those rules that I became profitable. So this strategy is the first strategy, like I said, that got me profitable. Okay, so if you're a beginner trader or you're an intermediate trader and you're looking for a strategy to use, so many strategies are flying in your face, I'll give you this tip: go and master supply and demand. I have videos on supply and demand, you can watch them. I am an expert when it comes to this particular strategy. Like, I really went in depth with it. When I saw that it was making me profits, now I went in depth with it, so I understand how it really works. And if you're saying, oh, it doesn't really work, it does not have high accuracy, I'm sorry, it is not working because you don't know those secrets yet. And let me tell you one of the people. Okay, let me just give you the 4 rules quickly. The very first rule for you to draw a solid supply or demand zone is that, of course, there must be aggressive movements. You need to see price moving away from that level very fast. Okay, so if it's a demand zone, you need to see bullish candles back to back. If it's a supply zone, you need to see bearish candles back to back. That's one. Second rule, there must be a break of structure. Now, this second rule is one I did not consider when I was starting out with supply and demand. I didn't really consider it, So luckily, if it had a break of structure, I didn't consider it, but I'll just draw the zone. There's an aggressive move, I'll draw the zone. Then luckily, sometimes we have a break of structure, so it will work out. I'll be so happy, made some money. Draw another one without a break of structure, it won't work out. You see, then I'll be like, why is strategy like this now? Why is it not working so well? It is because there are some things I'm supposed to know that I don't know, which is what I'm giving you now. Second one, there must be a break of structure, else you are just drawing rubbish. The third one that you need to know is that this one is not 100% compulsory, but it makes your zone more powerful. It makes it more solid. There should be at least a fair value gap, okay, before your zone. There should be at least a fair value gap before your zone. That's the third one. Now, the fourth one is the one, even those that are currently trading the strategy, some of them don't know this one. And the fourth one has to do with the zone must be fresh. If it is not fresh, the trade you are taking is low probability. I can give you the guarantee that 90% to 95% of the time, if your zone is a fresh zone, it's going to play out. I'm telling you, I'm giving you that with all authority. If your zone is a fresh zone, if it is not a tap into a previous zone, if your zone is a fresh zone that has not been tapped in at all, I'm giving you 95% accuracy. Once price comes back there, it will respect it. It might not respect it to give you a very big buy or very big sell as you would expect. Probably you want a 1 to 5 risk to reward ratio, but I am certain it will give you 1 to 2. It will give you 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. That's just the truth. That's how much I respect this strategy. Okay, so let me show you something. Okay, I've not mentioned the fourth reason. Sorry, the fourth thing is, okay, I've said it must be a fresh zone. And how do you know if it's a fresh zone? You look to the left. Don't jump and look to the right. Most of us, after we have drawn the zone, we look to the right. We start waiting for price to come back to the zone. We are looking to the right. No, where you should look to is to the left. Once you have drawn your zone, look to the left to see if there is a zone which aligns with that your zone. That zone might be the original zone. The so-called zone you are drawing might be a tap into that previous zone, which makes it, you know, a zone that is no longer fresh. Because the way it works is, once price has tapped into a zone, the probability is going to, you know, respect that zone again is low. Okay. There's something I wanted to show you. I think I've skipped it. Okay, right here now. Good. Look at this. This is a supply. Sorry, this is a demand zone right here. Let me draw it out, because it was after this particular candle. In case you don't know, a demand zone is the last bearish candle before you had your bullish move. That's a demand zone. A supply zone is the last bullish candle before you add your bearish move. But in this case, my last candle was a doji. You can see it right here. The last candle was a doji, so no problem. Draw the zone using the boundary of the doji like I just did. I want to show you the mistake most people make. They'll say, oh, you can see that this move is aggressive. You had bullish candles following each other, and it broke this structure. Okay, it broke this resistance right here. One of the reasons why we always want it to break structure. Look, I don't know if I should give you this tip. It's like an underground tip. I don't want the video to be too long. If I start giving details everywhere. Okay, let me give you. One of the reasons why we always want our aggressive move to break structure is that structure normally needs momentum to break, for it to be broken. You understand? So it needs momentum for it to be broken. If the price movement coming does not break any structure, then we can't back it up and say, you know, the movements add a lot of momentum. The fact that it broke structure is like a moving train, you know, going into a wall and breaking through. It shows that the train has speed and momentum. It has power coming with it. So for the fact that it could break a structure, that goes ahead to tell you that the buyers around this zone are very, very powerful. You understand? It tells you that a lot of buying took place there for it to push to the point of breaking a structure. This is a very strong zone with a lot of buyers. So when price returns to the zone and the zone is fresh, definitely you will still have buying activity there. That's the reason why it has to break structure. Hope you understand that. So if it does not break structure, it's just playing around, doesn't really break structure. If price comes back there, the probability is really going to play out as you want is low. Hope you understand that. Okay, let's go straight to the point. I wanted to explain something. Okay, now you say, oh, it broke structure, it's fulfilling all the criteria, right? You also have a fair value gap right here. You have a fair value gap. There's a fair value gap right there, so it's looking very nice. Okay, one other rule again is when price is returning to this your structure, this your supply or demand zone, it mustn't come back straight. It must move in a wave-like manner, meaning it must rest at some point. Because if it is coming back with so much momentum, maybe a single candle or series of candles without opposing color candles, it's just coming towards your zone. Probability that it's going to break through your zone without respecting it is also high. So look at this. Okay. So when it's coming back, it has to rest. Okay. It comes back here. But see, it gave just a very small buy, then broke through it. It gave a very small buy, then broke through it. And you'll be like, why did they give very small buy like this? I thought it's a very strong zone. Why did they give a very small buy? This strategy does not work. No, let me show you why. Because you look to the right after drawing your zone instead of looking to the left. This is where I drew the zone. Okay, this is where I drew the zone. But let's go to the left and see what's up. You will find out that zone, this aligns with the previous zone. This is not the original zone. This is a tap into the original zone. Even this one right here is not the original zone. We're still going to the left. This right here is the original zone. Look at it right here. This is the original zone. Okay, and you can see it broke this structure right here. This candle that moved up aggressively broke this structure. So the last bearish candle, which is this one, the last bearish candle gives us a boundary which we can call our demand zone. Okay, you can see that this is the real demand zone, and you can see it broke structure, price tapped right into it, gave us a buy. So this zone has been paying people before you even came to the chart to come and draw the zone around an area that is no longer fresh. See, price came back there again, gave us what? Wonderful buy. Look at the nice buy that it gave us. This is the second time it is paying. Came back there again, gave us a bigger buy. Look at this buy that it gave us. When it is paying people is when you came to draw your own zone. Can you see that? Then you look to the right, expecting it to give you a big buy. Price bounced off a little, then broke the zone, and you're like, why did it not work? Can you see what I'm talking about? I hope this video is not too long yet. I don't want my video to be too long. But I hope you are getting value. If you are getting any value, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell.